Hey there, comic book friends. I'm Travis, and this is another edition of Monster Comics Reviews. This is for the final week of September. I've only got 2 books because, of course, this is the last week of the 3D covers that DC was doing, which I didn't participate in. This whole month, of course, I haven't had any DC books to pull, so that limits exactly how many superhero books to talk about. So 2 books to talk about today. First one I'm going to talk about is FF issue 12. This book's back to being awesome again. The stuff that's going on with the adults is cool. The stuff that's going on with the kids, of course, continues to be awesome. There's a lot of fun stuff in this one. There's a scene between Deirdre Darling, Miss Thing, and Ant-Man, which is just hilarious. This almost moment, because they've had these moments where they have these almost moments where they're going to kiss or something like that. In this case, she spills coffee on him, which is hilarious and kind of causes some chaos and whatnot. There's this whole chain of events set up where there's all these people who are planning on killing somebody else based on a switch to this time machine being turned on or off that's going to supposedly bring the Fantastic Four back to them so they can get this whole thing squared away and solve the whole evil Uber Doom problem that's coming up. And of course, by the end of the book, it doesn't work out that way. The switch is flipped. The switch gets flipped, and other crazy stuff happens. The kids, they're Impossible Man's child, Adolf, is hanging out at the school now, and he doesn't seem to want to react with anybody about anything. They pull out comic books, and the comic book he's reading is a comic book that has Impossible Man, his dad, in it. He declares his dad not a villain, and so then there's this huge argument between the kids and Impossible Man about what makes a villain, doesn't make a villain. They wear this color scheme, they're a hero. They wear this color scheme, they're a villain, and chaos ensues around that, and the mad chase around it. And it's just lots and lots of fun. I don't know how long we are for this book. She-Hulk is slated to have her own book going into the new year. Of course, Matt Fraction isn't really writing the book. It's basically Lee Allred, Mike Allred's brother, is finishing the script using Fraction's notes. So I don't know, how much this book might slip or not have the charm that it's had up to this point. But I'm going to write it out because, like I said, I think it's going to end. We'll see where it goes. But it's still fun. It's a fun book. I'm enjoying it. And then lastly, for this time, we're going to talk about Young Avengers number 10. This is an extremely dialogue-heavy issue. Lots of time spent in a white void. So it's literally white pages with just a person standing on it. Some interesting conversation between Loki and Mother, where Loki basically kind of gloats that he knows everything and Mother doesn't. Mother's kind of a fool. They had struck a deal and he kind of screwed her on the deal. But then Mother strikes another deal with Loki's girlfriend, who was abandoned at the beginning of time, who is also Teddy's psychologist. And we get a brief little thing with this new creature called this new Patriot person, whatever it is. Mother seems to think that it's a trap and stays away from him. And then Loki's girlfriend that was left at the beginning of time strikes some sort of deal with Mother that we find out about at the end of the issue. And Loki's girlfriend also takes Teddy to a kind of a group session for superpowered people who have issues. But you find out that the people that are there are all people who have issues with other Young Avengers. They're either 2 ex-girlfriends of Novar's, 3 ex-girlfriends of Novar's, or people who are in love with him in some sense or another. You get the Nihilist, I think is his name, who had an almost relationship with Ms. America, and of course Teddy with his issues. Teddy basically calls them all stalkers and bails on them and then finds himself in lots and lots of trouble. Interesting book, still really enjoying it. This one didn't have as many fun or charming moments, but it makes you kind of go, by the time you're done reading, going, at the end of it. I'm still really enjoying it. There weren't really special great moments in this issue, but fills in some more information, gets things going, for this next build up for the, you know, for the stuff really hitting the fan that I think is coming up here pretty quickly. So, anyway, that's it for the books for this time. Short and sweet, and it's just me. So I will see you next week with all kinds of comics. I'm back to having like 17 issues or something like that on my pull, so I'll be talking about lots of DC books and Marvel books and a little bit of those other books. And maybe Ethan will be back with me then too. Anyway, have a great one, everybody.